Thanks for tuning in to Steel City Football, the 4-1-2. It's a great day to be a Pittsburgh Steeler. Let's jump right in. I've been having some microphone problems, some camera problems. Let's all say a big prayer for me so I can start making some serious money because I'll tell you what, if I ever start making some serious money, there's going to be a sound guy, one of these audio guys that knows how to do all this stuff. He's going to be a very happy man because I'm going to pay him a king's ransom. And this is all I want. This is all I want from you as my audio guy. I want to sit down. I want to put the computer on and I want to go to work. And that's it. I want the sound perfect and I just want to work. So fix the sound, edit the video, and that's it. And when you see your salary, you are going to say to yourself, America is the greatest country in the world. And I mean every word of this. You are going to be a very happy man if I start making serious money. But let's put that to the side because my last 2 days of my life have been complete hell. I want to make the argument why Jalen Warren should be the starting running back for the Pittsburgh Steelers in 2025. And soon as you mention Jalen Warren's name, the first thing you hear from all the so-called experts, the cop out, the easy thing to say is, oh, he's a third down back. He's a pass catching back. He's a change of pace back. And they're only saying that because he's short. He's 5'8, 215 pounds. Yes, he's shorter, but he's not small. There's a big difference. He's super explosive, super strong, thick legs, thick back, can take the football the distance in a blink of an eye. He can block. He can catch the ball out of the backfield. He doesn't have to come off the field on any downs because he's a do it all running back. And that's not just why he deserves the job. He has earned the job. Coach Tomlin can trust him. He's been in the system for a while. You know exactly what you're going to get. Last year, when Najee struggled going into the playoffs, Jalen Warren should have been the starting running back. He has not been given the opportunities to show that he has the ability to be the next Barry Sanders, Emmett Smith, Walter Payton. And I mention those backs because they're all similar sizes. Jalen Warren is only touching the football between 6 and 8 times, and he might catch a few passes, but he doesn't get nearly enough carries as he deserves. If Jalen Warren got the amount of carries that Najee Harris received, we would be talking about Jalen Warren going to the Pro Bowl every year, year in and year out. So, of course, the Pittsburgh Steelers, they draft Caleb Johnson in the third round, and already everybody's just forgetting about Jalen Warren. I'm not saying they're forgetting about him, but it's like, oh, we found the next Le'Veon Bell, et cetera, et cetera. What are you basing this off of? Because he looks good in a t-shirt and shorts? Look, I want him to be an excellent running back, and I'm sure he will be an excellent running back, and he's a likable guy. I'm not saying anything negative about him, but Jalen Warren hasn't been afforded the opportunities. Let's get into his carries. In 2024, Jalen Warren only carried the ball 120 times. In 2023, his best season, he had 149 attempts for 784 yards. He averaged 5.3 yards a carry at 4 touchdowns. And not only did he have his best year running the ball with more touches, he also had his best year with receptions the same year, 61 receptions for 370 yards. So the stats don't lie. The eye in the sky doesn't lie. When you give Jalen Warren the football and you feed him more and more and more, he gets better. He doesn't get worse. He's not brittle. We had a little bit of a fumbling issue. I'm sure we're over that. He's working on it. He knows the things that he has to work on. He's a true professional. I don't hear anybody calling Emmett Smith, Walter Payton, Barry Sanders, third down backs or scat backs because that's the easy cop out. That's the easy go to. Media just repeats the same old talking points, the same old scouting, you know, phrases. It's an easy cop out. When you watch the highlights of Jalen Warren and you see him pass block, Adrian Peterson couldn't pass block that well. That's why on first and second, whenever you saw Adrian Peterson in the game, it was easier for defenses to know that they were going to, the Vikings were going to run, and it was easier to stop the run. Jalen Warren, you never know what he's going to do. You don't know if it's going to be a run with him, he's going to catch a swing pass, or they're going to throw the ball because he can pass block. He can do everything. He keeps defenses on their heels because you have to keep guessing. When Jalen Warren goes into the game, He's perfectly capable of playing on every single down, being a do it all back. That's what Jalen Warren is. Najee, before he parted the Steelers in 2024, 263 attempts, 220, 2023, 255 attempts, 2022, 272 attempts. I'm not trying to bore you to death with stats, but Jalen Warren, the number of carries that he got compared to Najee Harris is night and day. And if Caleb Johnson is going to come in and get some carries this year, he should be the one spelling Caleb Johnson until it's a proven fact that, wow, this guy's head and shoulders above Jalen Warren. I don't believe that in the next couple weeks of training camp and scrimmages that you're going to be able to tell that Caleb Johnson's just so much better than Jalen Warren. I am not buying that story. I hope, obviously, in the long run, he becomes a productive, great player for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I want all these guys to succeed. But Jalen Warren is proven. And not only that, you're paying him a lot of money. He got paid $5 million, which is a good amount of money in the running back market. What are you doing? You're paying him that amount of money to only carry the ball 6 or 7 times a game? It's absolutely ridiculous. And here's another thing. In 2023, when Jalen Warren had his best year of football, on 149 attempts, he averaged 5.3 yards a carry, which is incredible in the NFL. It's not like he got 10 carries, 30, 50, 60 carries, and he could get a big average like that. He had over 149 attempts. On 149 attempts, he averaged 5.3 yards a carry. This is the NFL. This isn't Pop Warner. This isn't high school. If you keep feeding him and feeding him and feeding him, he gets stronger. You get my point. He has earned the right. He has earned it the hard way. All his whole career, high school, college, the NFL, he's been doubted. And you know what? Every year, what do we see? We see Jalen Warren's career going longer, getting longer and longer. But there's one problem. Even though he's having a great career, he's not getting the opportunities that he's earned for himself to carry the ball more, to be over that 1,000-yard rusher like I know that he can be. He has that in him. He has the Barry Sanders quality. He has the Emmitt Smith quality. He has the Walter Payton quality. It's there. And I would say, you know who he really reminds me of? I'm just comparing him to those guys because of their stature. He really reminds me of Priest Holmes, the way he runs the football and catches it. He's a hell of a lot better at pass blocking than pretty much all the other running backs that I just named. Let's jump in and watch some of Jalen Warren's highlights.
But you could see why Okorafor was moving when he did.
Absolutely. Here's a pass by Warren out of the backfield.
Great catch out of the backfield. Swing pass. Beautiful.
Can't get there. Able to cross the 40 with a gain of 16.
We're accustomed to seeing in prior years from Pittsburgh, and they've not got it going tonight.
Warren's got a lot of room out in front of him.
Whew.
Started in the backfield and lowered to
In today's passing game, he's a real weapon. He's a real threat.
shoulder near the 40.
The coverage, they go man here and they go bunch, and Taki is the guy who's supposed to come over. He's in man coverage. Then on the back, coming out of the backfield.
Interceptors of all time.
Warren's got a lot of room here. Jalen Warren in space.
He set that up beautifully. I want to see some runs off tackle. I don't want to see all passes. Hold on.
It just feels like there's a few more plays in the playbook, doesn't it? Anytime that you got Jalen Warren in the game, he has been so creative in space. And probably more important than that, Mike, is Kenny Pickett has a place to go.
You should know what's coming. Here's a run play. Warren finds his seam.
Now, that's the type of run I'm talking about. Right off tackle, right up the gut, straight up the field. You could see the explosiveness. You can see the power. When Najee struggled, Jalen Warren should have been in the game more. I don't understand Coach Tomlin sometimes. I'm not saying that Najee shouldn't have played at all. Jalen Warren should have got the bulk of the carry, especially going into the playoffs.
Shot out of a cannon. He picks up 18, finally tackled by Jalen Petrie. The roster last year, big play here for the Steelers.
You cannot go under the block. You have to get over the top. Watch as this develops. You can't go underneath. There's a big hole right there.
Look at that radar. Everybody up. 6 defensive backs. Pickett underneath. Warren takes advantage.
He won't go.
It just seems like every play, every time he touches the ball, big things happen. It's do or die every play, and he makes the right decisions, the angles. He has really good vision. Another thing that a lot of people don't talk about, great vision.
Down Warren to the 30-yard line.
Had the chance, but as you noted, Ian, he slipped before you saw him come into the picture, and then he couldn't gather himself to make a good attempt at a tackle. And Warren, second, third time this game, out in the flat, making people miss and picking up additional yardage. That's the yards after catch Pittsburgh's been seeking. Look at him stay up. Look at him battle for more yardage. He never went down.
On the ground, spin by Warren. Jalen Warren.
Those are my favorite runs with Jalen Warren, right off tackle, right up the gut. Power football, Pittsburgh Steeler football. I've made my point about Jalen Warren. It's Jalen Warren's time. He's earned it. Coach Tomlin trusts him. He's earned the trust of his teammates. I can't agree with just keeping giving him the ball between 5 and 10 times a game. It's absolutely ridiculous. I believe that it's Jalen Warren's time for one big reason. He earned it. Thanks for tuning in to Steel City Football, the 4-1-2.